Hello everyone. After recording the first two episodes with my parents, here I am with the third episode. But before we dive in into the introduction of our third guest, I would like to take a moment here and thank each and every one of you who watched our first two shows. We really appreciate your love, reviews, and support. And those of you who have not watched it, please go watch it. It is a very candid conversation I had with my parents. And from there, you can get ideas to have one with your parents. Now, let's talk about our third guest. I know this person from 4 years now, and we used to live in the same building here in Bangalore. And we got along well because of the common birthday parties we used to have in the building. One fine evening, I still remember, we were having tea at some place here in Bangalore, and this conversation sparked up. And he told me about his grand vision of setting up a tea business here in Bangalore. At that point of time, I thought that okay, it is fine to have such a remarkable kind of goal or brilliant kind of a goal in mind at such a age when you have just passed out of the college at the age of 21 or 22. But very few people have the courage to start, struggle, and sustain. And the guest on the podcast is one such person. You might have heard of the quote, well begun is half done. And in my area of influence, he is the prime example of this quote. In this episode, we will discuss about the beginning of his journey, the struggle which he faced both emotionally as well as practically. So please go, watch, learn, and implement in your own lives. Thank you so much. So, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good only. I am good. So, when I was researching for this interview or this show, I had one memory in mind. One fine day I remember in the evening around 2 years back or 3 years back after we met, uh, we were in a place where we were having tea. And at that point, I remember this specifically because on that day something happened actually. You shared with me this grand idea you had in your mind about setting up a tea business here in Bangalore. You remember that thing?
Maybe I think it's near my room, no?
Yeah, it's near your room somewhere, and you took around maybe more than half an hour or something like that.
True. We just had a walk and then I just explained you this. Yeah.
You remember that thing?
Yeah. Obviously, I remember that.
You shared with me all those things like the specifics of the tea flavors, and you have gone to places like UP and everything, and you have researched a lot about those things, and then you wanted to bring those things here in Bangalore and then expand it.
True.
You remember this thing?
Yeah.
So this was the thing which came into my mind, and this is how I wanted to start this thing, because I met you. For the context of the audience, I met him in Bangalore only. We were building mates in the same building only, and we were not actually meeting each other, but we got along together because of the birthday parties, I believe.
True.
And
we were playing cards and
cards and stuff after that. And one fine day, as I told, he discussed with me this idea, and Tejas, at that point of time, I thought this thing that maybe everyone, when passes out from the college, like you were around 21, 22 at that time, right? And passes out from the college. So everyone, maybe a girl or a boy in India, has this thing to do something remarkable, to do something brilliant,
True.
right? So at that point of time, I felt that okay, this guy is also telling the stories, but maybe he'll do or not. You showed a lot of that thing, zeal. I should say zeal in your thoughts, and at that point I thought maybe he'll start and maybe he'll not. But now, as you're sitting beside me, I can say for sure that you showed a lot of. You actually started, you struggled, and then you are actually, still you are facing so many things, but now you have a little bit of stability.
True.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Like what I mentioned, is it true, or do you want to disagree or
Yeah,
something?
the thing is, yeah, initially when I said you this, I had different opinion about business. So what I have now is kind of different opinion.
Okay.
So maybe we'll discuss on that in a later part.
Okay.
The thing is, when I said you that I need to start this, I had a bigger scale idea
Okay.
that I'll start in a bigger scale and the business will go in a bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly, I started this because of my passion.
Okay.
So maybe I can consider when I was in second PU, maybe to 11th class. I had this. My family is a family business background. When my brother, cousin, and my dad is from business background. So obviously, I'm seeing this profit, loss, business side, and everything from my childhood. So I was keenly interested in this. So after my engineering, I had so much discussions with my friends to start a grand saloon in my native.
Okay.
So that did not work out, and few other shops. And then I got an idea that something good we need to start. That is tea. Obviously, tea everyone loves it. So I had a very good research and came up with few ideas, nice flavors, what will go good with tea, with milk I can say, and I came up with flavors and everything. So that is when I got to know tea has that kind of craze that I can attract people. So that is when I started this. I should start a tea business, and then yeah, I discussed with you and everything. So the thing is, I started it. Initially, it was good, and then yeah, then maybe we'll discuss
Things
later.
happened. Okay.
Things happened.
So, when did you graduated? In which year?
It was in I think 20 or 19 somewhere. I graduated.
2019 you graduated, and that year only you got your job.
That year only I got my job.
So you started doing job, and you had this business idea in your mind, as you said, like right from 11th to 12th when you started discussing these things
With my friends.
and yeah, with your friends, and there was a business mindset in your family as well.
Yeah.
So 2019 you started job, and I believe you started doing this business in which year? 2020, 21?
22.
22. Okay. 22 after
It's
COVID,
been a
like
year, yeah.
when COVID ended. Okay. And that entire COVID part you did a lot of planning and research and all those things, right?
Obviously, it went like that.
Okay. But they just, I am very curious about this thing. Okay, many people think about many things, okay, because we do have a lot of exposure from Instagram or maybe the social media. There are many people doing many things, and we get inspired, and there are many things in our mind actually, which we feel like doing. But you started it, and I have seen you on the roadside, staying till 12, staying till 2 in the night, or maybe more than that. And that is the initial part of the struggle. And okay, let's talk about that part first. Like, you started in 2022, as you said, and what all things come up in your way? How did you deal with those things? Maybe one or two examples, then we will deep dive into the conversation.
Sure. So I take things from people. So I think one fine day I just discussed with you. So you had few ideas saying that I think you said that 1,000 days we need to give for a business. So I still remember that. So that is what that was in my mind. One point I can say, and there were so many other ideas also. Initial stage is not easy for a business. So I'm not planning a business. Maybe I can say a normal roadside business or a small scale business. So it was not for money actually. I wanted to set a brand. So I have said you this previously also. So I thought that 1,000 days aram I can give. So I had time also. I had that strength also enough, and I thought I started it. And there were so many surprises that I couldn't predict initially. So that obviously in everything it's there. The main part was I just invested and I just built the cart. You know that. After that, looking for a space for that cart was a very big deal. And then finally I got it. I just spoke with few people, and finally I concluded a spot, and then I placed it. After that, I got to know it's not only that thing. So we need to deal with the local peoples, and we need to deal with all the raw materials and everything. So on time it should be delivered. So initial stage we don't know the wholesale markets and nothing. So we always get it from the supermarkets or the nearby stores. So they can't deliver it on time. So I want it by 5 p.m. They'll deliver it by 6, 7 like that. So there should be an alternate option. That was a big deal. Coming after that, so late nights, police ka problems is there. After that, customer ka concerns are there.
Right.
Like they want this kind of.
I want to stop you here. We'll talk about all these things deeply. Let's talk about the cart investment first. Okay, you started your job in 2019, right? And you are one among your 3 siblings, right?
Yeah.
All the 3 siblings you have. You
Elder
are the
brother.
younger one.
Yeah, I'm the second one.
You are the
Having a sister and an elder brother.
Okay, you are the second one, and you have the responsibilities as a boy of the family. You have the responsibilities as well. You started earning in 2019. You came to Bangalore. You got the job, and you started with such a grand vision. So there must be a lot of investment, right? So shall I assume that for this thing, for investing in the cart and all those things, you just invested the entire thing you saved till that time? Shall I consider?
Okay, let me tell you that. So I did not come to Bangalore with lots of cash in my pocket, I can say. Everything was my salary. So I had bit saving. So what was my concern was, I have this much money. Maybe consider some investment. So this is my limit. After this, I can't go more. So I wanted to do everything in that limit only. So I had my brother come to Bangalore, my cousin brother who have a fabrication business in my native. So he came and he built the cart to me. So building cost was very less for me. I mean the making cost was not there. Only cost was for the raw materials like the sheets or the pipes or everything or the wheel, everything. And then comes the other part, that is stove, gas, all that. So it was a quite big investment for that time for me. If I consider in a business point of view, it's very small. So there are few people who invest lakhs to it, and then there are people who are investing crores also. So I invested very less. I can say within 2 lakhs. I can say it's not more than that.
So that figure did breach the earlier figure which you thought in your mind?
No. Actually, that was a concern. My idea was completing everything inside 80k. So it was a bit hard for me to. I thought 80 or 90k was only for the cart. So only for the cart it was 90k. What was my plan or
Instead
investment?
of the fact you called your cousin brother from your hometown and he built the entire thing. Apart from that, there was expense of 80k on the cart.
Yeah, because the idea what I had, it came out very well.
Okay.
I don't wanted to compromise on anything. Even all the shelves and everything or the cart, everything should be on a proper way. So it went on like that. So everything was new, no scrap, nothing. So all the wheels and everything was new only. So that's why my pricing was a bit more. And that time I did not know with the wholesale market also for all this. So I just purchased wherever I got.
Okay.
So there also I had bit loss, and I did not had that much time because my brother wanted to go back to his native because there he has business to do.
Okay.
So within that short span I wanted to do everything. So it went on little high, and then for all other things like the lightings and everything, or the gas or the cylinders or the vessels or all the masalas, that went on more. That was bit that was extra, I can say.
Okay. So let's come to the timeline when you started the business. The business kicked off. You were on the roadside. There were friends around you who were helping you in some or the other manner. I remember Vignesh was there. There were people who were living in the same building in which we used to live. People were all around because friends in this kind of scenario play a very important role.
That's
right. Do you want to mention something about those people?
Okay, so mentioning few people will not end. So there are so many people who helped me. There was a girl called Madhvi, you know her. So she helped me financially also, and had a very good moral support with from her, and that is driving me now, even now. And apart from that, even you were with me. Maybe every alternate days you used to come to my shop, used to work there. That's the second part. And my friend Vignesh was there, so I always have that respect to him. One thing is, yeah, obviously his office was ending by 6 7 like that. So he had so many other work, but he used to come to my shop and then sit there and give some time for me. Apart from that, had a person called Jeet, Abhinav. There were so many people who helped me, so I couldn't mention everyone, but help I got was great. So the circle what I had was really good. So yeah, have not given anything to back to them, but they have helped me a lot.
Okay. So let's come to this point. Everyone, like friends, stay at the shop. They have, but they at certain point of time they have their own limits. They have
Yeah.
their own commitments, and you cannot stop them, right? At that point of time, you are left alone, and you are the owner of the business. You have the onus to take it from this point to that point, which you have dreamt of, what the vision you have. So, in the times of solitude, or rather, I should say loneliness, when you are left alone and everything is on you. So, what drives you in that at that point of time? The vision which you had, or anything which you like to mention?
Okay, so one thing that drove me was my passion. So I had a great passion to it. And second thing was a guy named Ashwin and Abhin also. So we used to discuss maybe till 4 in the morning, wake up and discuss the same thing. So that was the scale what we were discussing, maybe in the rooftop, in my room, I mean in our building. So they drive me crazy, I think. So I was weak at a point, I was high at a point, I was super crazy at a point. So they guided me. I give all the credits to them mainly. So they guided me too much. Do this, do that. Don't go crazy. So today you have the business. Don't think more about that. So that also thought maybe one day business was not there. I was planning like maybe this will not work out, so I need to look for a different space or different place. So that is when they said business not is not for just one day. Don't change it, keep on doing it, obviously you'll get the customers. That drive me, I can see that was a major thing that drive me. And one was I was very strong at my passion. I thought something will happen in someday. That strong point was there in my mind.
Hope.
Hope, I can, yeah, that's a perfect word. That was really in my mind. Even now it's there. It will go on. That made me stand like that. I should not quit,
Right.
even if it is a loss, even if it is a profit side, anything, even it's anything. I thought I'll never quit. So that has driven me till here. Let's see.
Actually, this is the actual what you said just in last 2 minutes. This is the motive of the show actually. People, we do follow the top-notch people who are doing really good, or maybe who are unicorns in their respective fields. But according to me, I feel like there are people around us who are just maybe living in our next door, or maybe living in our own building only. They are doing really good, and the way they think, actually, that piece of information or the peace of mind should be conveyed to the wider audience, and they should maybe extract a certain amount of motivation from that piece. That is the thing actually. Okay, let's talk about the struggle part. Earlier, just few minutes back, you mentioned this thing that there was a struggle related to the positioning your cart at certain place. There were people who used to ask for money. There was a police issue and all those things. And it happened for a very long time. When you come at a place, you settle down, you think that things are going right now, and in between, immediately, or someone comes up and they will tell you that okay, from tomorrow you cannot be here, you have to go, and again you have to just remove or uproot everything from the level and you have to go to some other place. So you have many such incidents, I know that, but we want to convey those things to the people out there so that they can, you know, relate to it.
Okay. Let's start with the initial day. So I searched for a spot, I did not get it. So I wanted to speak with maybe before starting working for the cart. So before 10 days only I have started to search for a spot. So the spot, the ACS layout or the spot what I have decided was a very familiar spot for me because my previous office was there. So it will be easy for me. So I just searched. I did not get any spot because I was not knowing locals much there, because I thought it will be very easy to get a spot. But finally I just randomly daily I used to come, maybe 5-6 days I continuously came, and I made little friendship with few people because I am also local. I know Kannada very well. So I just spoke, and then finally I there was a person, I'm not mentioning his name. So he asked little bribe, maybe he asked few bucks just to put a stall in the main road. I just installed it. I just started it. So after 10 or 15 days, I came up with the stall and then placed it there. And every month he wanted the money also for that. They're just putting the stall in the road. So I'm not blaming him. It's not that I can't simply take the cart and put it somewhere. So he wanted someone who can support me. That is a local who can support me. So I after giving that 5,000, I was not sure about the business also. So I had not had any employees to work there. So had my few of my friends usually come and work, and I used to work. You know that. So that like that I used to cut short the salary, and that I like that I gave 5,000 to him. So initial stage 2 months it was very dull, and then it picked up. That is when the twist came. Uh, that was a very big twist, I can see. You know that. It was, I think, after 3 or 4 months, 4 or 5 months, I guess. There was this roadside some clearance something was going on with the BBMP thing. That's a government thing. So there is no legal thing where we can put up a stall in the road. So that is what it is. So there was very big legal thing that was going on. So police warned me, saying that stall should not be put on the road. It will be a FIR for you in your name. So FIR means obviously you will know that it will hamper my career also, because I'm working in office and in a company. So obviously changing a company will hamper this. So even getting an abroad something, maybe just imagine, so just a visit there, everything will be hampered for me. So I thought this is not a right plan. I need to take a shop. So that time I searched for a shop. I had not had that much money to invest also. Hard work was too much. I was so much tired. After that I was not getting that much money also. No, I was getting profit, but it was not in that scale to afford a shop. I wanted at least 3 or 4, maybe at least three more months to stabilize the customers, so I can afford a shop. But that was not the time. I looked for, but also I just asked money with someone. I applied for a loan and then checked for shop also. There were not in a single shop, because you know that area is too much popular. One shop comes, that's gone like that. Finally, I got a space.
Right. Actually, we are talking about an area known as Brookfield in Bangalore. Yeah, continue.
Popular because of the crowd, PGs and everything. Okay. So after that, I finally found a guy called Leave It. So a guy. So he's also local. So he promised me a space and he asked me for 20K. So I just visited that space and then finally I just started it. I just paid him and started it. That was not legal. That was someone else's property. That building was closed, and he was a caretaker of that space. That's it. And I was pretty sure that this will click. So I installed my stall there, and all the arrangements was done, power car thing, everything was done. You also helped me with that UPS and everything. So with that with the guitar what you gave, I had that cute setup also. And Customer starts coming, and the second day, there is a food street in that area. A tea stall got started there. He came in, he started making problem. So he gave me a bigger headache. He just started telling that he knows DIG, he knows bigger persons who's in a political field, and he wanted me to close the stall. So that's not practically possible.
Let's deep dive here. Actually, I was there with him one day when these things were going on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that night. We were there till 12 or maybe 1, and we were talking to this guy who was kind of threatening him with different things. Let's talk about that thing if you are comfortable.
Okay. So not deeply diving into that. So brushing on that. So the thing is, he had the owner of that stall also. I mean, the owner of that branch. I'm not mentioning the branch. So he wanted me to close the shop. You were there. He just threatened me saying that he'll put up a stall. He'll give tea for 5 rupees, which will hamper your shop. But the fun fact is, his stall was around maybe 200 meters, 100 to 200 meters far. So that should not hamper him because that much crowd is there. So what happened to him, I'm not sure, because I was in a stage where I couldn't leave that space because 20,000 will be gone. Not even 2 days it was. And I can't simply agree to him and say that I'll reduce my price, or I'll equal his price, anything like that. So threat was like, he has few police ka friend, so he'll come and legally give me issues, and that all that was there. And finally we came up with a conclusion that I thought maybe I can recover 20k within 3-4 months, and I came up with a word saying that within 3 months, that was 2023 March month, I'll close it. So that was a deal. So my plan was, within that 3 months, I had regular customers also. I'll have a shop.
Right.
I'll find a shop. I'll shift everything there, and I'll do that. So that was my plan.
Okay, so means I cannot even imagine, you are shifting from one place to another because of the government encroachment thing that they wanted to remove
Yeah.
everyone, and then you rented or you took another place for 20,000, and the second day someone came and they actually threatened you with the thing that okay, these things will happen. The one thing, they will decrease the price, it will not be competitive enough, or maybe they know more powerful people who will come and they will shut down your shop. So I can definitely imagine your mental, I will not say trauma, but I know you are a strong person, you have a strong personality, but still there must be times when you feel like okay, maybe this is not happening, or was there anything at any point of time you felt okay, this is not happening, okay, I should, maybe I'm on the wrong way, I should not have done that, or this, something like that happened?
Lots of time I can say. Even that time I mentioned earlier, uh, when that government ka thing happened, they told everyone to move. When that time I had that situation, just to close everything and go. But I had, this initial difficulties will be there. Obviously, I should be ready to handle all this. Even the second time when I had this, I was on a trap. Even that time I had that thing, that it will not work out. It's not easy to survive without a shop or without a proper legal thing. Uh, I had lots of time have thought about this, but I don't wanted to quit. That is why I am still here.
Right.
Something I want to do. So it's so yeah.
It's the drive within, you have to reach there somehow. Actually, yeah, and I feel the drive in you because so many things have happened. I remember one incident when I was coming to your shop back to back, like on the weekly basis. I used to come every day to have tea, and every day I used to ask you this thing that okay, how is the business going?
Yeah.
And every day the answer is same, bro, it is not working, it is not doing, things are not, customers are not coming, and all these things are coming up, and you have already churned a lot much of amount, maybe more than you have already thought in the beginning. You have churned those amount and the money is not coming back. So yeah, I can definitely feel that, bro. Seriously. And like you started, as you said, you started in 2022. Now 2023 is almost about
About
to
to
end.
end.
So from that point of time, you changed so many places. Now you learned so many things. You had a lot of experiences that you cannot stay on a stall out there on the roadside. You have to have your proper shop to get out of the clutches of the government and all those police stuff and all. So at this point of time, how do you feel? Stable, or maybe I would like to quote a thing here: "Well begun is half done." So do you think that your beginning is well begun, or it could have been better?
Okay. So coming to this point, today's point, so I'm kind of stable. It's not too much stable, I can say. I have few other plans. I'm investing there also. So because of that, I can't say it's properly stable, because all the money what I'm getting, I'm investing on something. So because I'm not much investing on anything, but I'm investing a little bit amount of for something. So that will be discussed maybe in some later part, or in a different interview.
Okay.
So now I have two people working. I had three guys. One I removed, and now I have two people working really hard. So they are really supporting very much. Now I have a chat business, as you know.
Okay.
So I I just
So,
closed it.
sorry to interrupt you. You started with tea business and you sustained that business for around 6 to 8 months, and after that you started this thing. So, what made you think that this is not working? Like,
So this one thing I have not shared with anyone. So the second business, the third thing what I'm planning to do is a proper food that you take daily. That is maybe meals, paratha,
home cooked.
home cooked food in a hotel without tasting powders or anything. So that's my second plan. So I've just researching on that, not yet confirmed it. So my plan was, now tea though already it is set. So my scale was in a larger scale. See, this I have never mentioned to anyone, so I'm just disclosing here, saying that it's not a larger scale, I can say. I wanted to start something which has everything, like a cute, maybe a three shops, which has tea, which has food, and which has chats also. So after tea, I was blank. I was not getting any shop. That is when I came up with the idea. I discussed with so many people, like the Ashwin, what I've said.
Right,
So
right,
the,
right.
the guy was really a backbone. So I discussed with him, and even initially I mentioned about Madhvi also. So even we discussed with her also, and finally came up with an idea saying that we will start up with something that people daily has. I mean, a decent crowd will be there. That is for pani puri and chats.
Okay.
So obviously everyone are doing this, so I can't come up with something that everyone is doing. So I wanted to come up with something different. So I had some chocolate ice cream pani puris and all. So that is not with all this aloo and pani. This is purely chocolate,
Not the mainstream, but the different kind of
different
pani
kind of,
puris.
yeah. And I had the mainstream also,
Okay.
normal pani puris and everything. So I thought this will start. I got a small shop. I had a connection with a guy who was a landlord, and he gave me a shop for a lesser price, lesser rent. So I started that, uh, and then now it's a point where this should go to a different scale. That is what I'm working on. A kind of a hotel, kind of a breakfast and lunch. So once this is done, uh, I'll invest on a shop. So that is when I'm planning for a shop. So even now I'm not looking for anything. So this is what the transition is happening. So even now I can't say it is very stable or unstable. It's going neutrally.
Okay.
I'm giving maybe another 3 more, 4 more, maybe consider 1 year more.
Okay.
So I'm expecting in 1 year everything will be set, will be okay.
Okay. Sounds cool. Okay, so you mentioned Madhvi, you mentioned Abin, you mentioned Ashwin. Okay, these are the friends who are the real friends, like you can always count on. Let's talk about the family. Did you ever discuss these kind of passionate ideas you have in your mind for yourself or for your business with your family, with your parents, with your dad, with your mom? Do you ever discuss it?
So that's the fun part. So I have never discussed this with my dad. When after that tea business getting into a loss, facing all that problem, so my dad was very much keen saying that business is not easy, you just quit it. So that even now he says the same. So he even maybe after seeing this video he'll get to know that have that start business. Till then he never knows, even today. My mom knows it, even my brother knows it. So I don't discuss much with my family about this, because they're trusting me more than myself. uh, my brother always gives that moral support, or financially also, not much, but he gives that very good moral support, saying that it will work out, you need to give some time. So that positive thing is driving me. So obviously all the friends are there, everyone are around me, so I can't simply go against my family and then do a wonder.
Thank you so much for watching this episode till the end. But as you might have already realized, or rather, I should mention, the episode was too short. We just barely started diving into the challenges of starting a business along with the job and the other type of practical and emotional challenges. But in between, there was an inevitable task which came up at his shop, and therefore he has to leave the show in between. But before going, we gifted him a small token of love from our side, which is a calendar, a customized Early Birdzz calendar for year 2024 as the year is approaching. And from this show onwards, there is a concept which is getting introduced. This is the Early Birdzz Hall of Fame notepad, and every guest who will come on the podcast will sign this notepad in that particular column. For example, if you can see that Tejas has signed it in the third column, so every upcoming guest will sign in the respective columns. At last, I just want to say that I have requested him that please be back on the podcast as soon as possible, because there are so many things left to be discussed. And he has assured us that he'll be back very, very soon. Until then, stay tuned, and we'll be back with yet another informative and engaging episode on the Early Bird Show. Thank you so much.